You guys know I always say that you don't need more, you just need better. I used to think that building a better wardrobe simply meant adding more clothes, filling more gaps. But it turns out I just needed to start buying the right things, not necessarily all the things. Last week we talked about the 10 things that I stopped buying, but today we're gonna flip the script. These are the things I actually started buying that made getting dressed easier, helped actually define my personal style, and ultimately build a wardrobe that works for my real life. Now, these things aren't necessarily things that you need to buy. They're simply the purchases that have made the biggest difference in my wardrobe. Hopefully, they'll inspire you to think a little bit differently about your own wardrobe and what it is you're adding to it. Hello, my beautiful friends, and welcome back to my channel. I am a true shopaholic. I love buying things. I love things. I've always loved things ever since I was a little girl, but I do think that enjoying things comes more easily when you are buying with intention. You can buy and buy and buy, and you can fill up all of your closets, all of your shelves to the brim. But if you're not using all the things that you buy, are you really enjoying them, or is it giving you anxiety? As much as I love spending my money, I don't like wasting my money. And so my channel aims to help you guys really think through your purchases while helping to redefine or simply define for the first time your personal style. Let's go ahead and let's hop into the 10 things that I started buying in order to create my personal style and really create such an evolution within my wardrobe. One of the best things I ever started buying was linen pants. I own them in so many colors. I truly believe that if I wear something once a week, it's worth owning it in multiple colors and multiple versions. So when I found these Banana Republic linen pants, I believe they're called the pull-on ankle linen pants. I will link everything that I speak upon within this video, so do not worry, you will find everything here. But once I tried them and I bought them, after my first pair, I was hooked. My most recent purchase are the ones that I'm wearing today, and they're this kind of like chambray color, and what I love about them is that they've kind of become my insert for jeans. So on the days where it's 85, 90 degrees and humid, and it's just so uncomfortable and I don't feel like wearing a heavy pair of jeans, I simply just rotate them out for these linen pants. If you watched my last video, I mentioned how I stopped buying shorts because every single summer I bought shorts, and every single summer I reached right past them. And what's great about linen pants is that they provide the coverage. I don't really like my legs to show. I'm a little insecure, I need to work on it, but I don't need to torture myself every summer by forcing myself into something that makes me feel uncomfortable. So linen pants have really become such an alternative to me. They're breathable, again, they're versatile. You can pair them with a tank top and flip-flops to make them a little bit more casual. You can pair them with a blazer and a kitten heel to make them more work appropriate. You can pair them with a sweater and some cute Birkenstocks to give like a cozy summer feel. I think that shoes has really become one of those topics that for some reason is so polarizing, and I find it a little bit silly, to be honest, because fashion, beauty, and everything else is so subjective. What I truly believe is that comfort for me has really become my luxury, and the best shoe for you or myself is the one that actually leaves the house, the shoe that you're actually going to wear. So for me, that has definitely become kitten heels. But hear me out. Kitten heels for me are such a happy medium. I grew up running around in 4, 5, 6-inch heels. Okay, then COVID happened and I didn't wear heels for a minute, and my feet have never been able to reach such heights. So I found kitten heels and I love them. They are definitely my summer staple. I'm 5'4", and I just find like a lot of my pants, the way that they're tapered at the end, they just look better with a little bit of height. If Mike and I are going out to dinner later, but we have to stop and run errands before, I know I can wear a kitten heel and I can walk in those kitten heels, and then we can go to dinner and I can still feel elevated and confident. I also wear them all the time when I'm working in the city. I work a full-time job in Manhattan, so I am oftentimes walking. It's a shoe that I can put on and just wear it all day long. I don't have to swap my shoes every time I leave the office to go run errands or go pick up lunch. Whatever it is you're actually going to wear is always worth the purchase. When you just have things that are idle in your home, that don't have a purpose, that don't bring you joy, it's just clutter. This is one that I just feel like I am repeating myself constantly, but natural fabrics, linen, cotton, silk blends. I started shopping for fabrics before I started shopping for brands. I don't do well in the heat, and I joked about this in my Aruba video, but it seems like every summer, 365 days go by, and I seem to forget how unwell I am in the heat. I can't walk around in polyester. I can't walk around in fabrics that just trap the heat. I need fabrics that are going to actually work in my life. If it's something that you wore once and it tortured you, like a polyester dress, you are never going to reach for that option unless it's the only option that you have. This is a cotton top that I got from J. Crew this year just because I wanted to mix it up. I would always spend my summers in like tank tops, and I really have been on this kick and on this journey of adding elevated tops to my wardrobe. That has been the mantra of my 2026 and the mantra of my closet, because I have so many linen pants. I'm so great in the pant department. I love a good pair of pants, but I've always really struggled in the tops. But I've realized over the past year that a good fabric like cotton or linen is just as breathable as any kind of tank top. Take it from me. I am someone where over the last 5 years, I have slowly but surely redefined my wardrobe, and I have just recently gotten my closet in such a good space. The first thing that I did was work on my basics within my wardrobe. That is the foundation to any outfit, to any wardrobe. So if we rewind 5 years ago, when I walked into my closet after I turned 30 and was like, oh my God, this just is not me anymore. What my closet looked like at that point was a lot of really loud patterns and a lot of really loud colors. I'd wake up and be like, oh, I want to wear this leopard top today. And I had no idea what to pair with that leopard top. Basics aren't boring. Basics are what make everything else work. I'm only buying colors that love me back. And my favorite colors to buy are yellow, butter yellow to be exact, pink, and red. Those are always my go-tos. They are simply colors that not only look good with my complexion, but also bring me joy. And your best colors will always outlast color trends. My wardrobe got better the moment I stopped chasing trends and started wearing colors that actually love me back. And the moment that I went to get dressed and realized, when's the last time I reached for that purple button down? And I thought, wow, I can't even, was it last season? Was it the season before? That was when I truly realized that I needed to stop forcing trendy colors, stop forcing trends in general, get rid of what no longer serves me, add what truly brings me joy. And so for me, color is fun, but color is only fun if you feel good in that color. If you don't feel good in that color, then that might not be the color for you. And if you don't feel good in colors at all, then maybe a really good basic wardrobe, when I mean basic colors, is the way to go. This next topic is my favorite because I feel as though I am well versed and very educated upon it, but choosing the right bag for the right occasion. Now, I truly do an entire case study whenever it is I'm thinking about adding a bag to my collection. And these are the questions that I ask myself. I ask myself, where am I taking this handbag? Can it fit what I actually need? Will I actually wear it? And does it make this part of my life that I'm specifically buying this handbag for easier? The moment I stopped buying bags just because they were pretty and started buying bags that solved problems in my life is the moment that everything clicked, is the moment where I realized, wow, I can own all these handbags, and my handbags are no longer competing with one another because they are all serving a specific purpose within my life. And here are some examples. When I go into the city, I wear a backpack because my backpack carries my laptop, my lunch, my water, my planner that I need for the day, right? But then once I get to Manhattan, after I've commuted all that way and I've walked 1.5 miles, I put my backpack down, and inside my backpack, I always keep a smaller handbag. Now, smaller handbags such as this beautiful one that I bought on Poshmark. This is Fendi. It's a little red Fendi, but most of the time it is without a doubt my vintage Gucci D-ring bag. And what's great about having a smaller bag is when I step out of my office to go grab coffee or to grab my lunch or to just go for a walk, or maybe if I'm feeling spunky and I want to film a TikTok like I normally do, it carries the essentials for that aspect of my life. Phone, my wallet, my headphones, my lip gloss, my lip liner. And it makes me happy because I use a backpack to go to the office to commute for functionality rather than fashion. But when I'm leaving the office and I'm meeting up with people, I want to look a little bit more sophisticated. I want to look unbothered. I want to look like I'm not rushing from place to place. So a backpack fills the functional part of my morning, while the small handbag fills the fashion part of my morning while also still being functional, if that makes sense. If I'm going to the mall, oftentimes, if Mike and I are running errands, I use my Longchamp crossbody bag because, again, my hands are free. When I'm in Nordstrom, I can look at clothes, or if we're in the wine store, these are just, I'm just rattling off places where you can typically find me on any given weekend. If we're at the wine store, I can look through the wines, picking wine with my husband. I don't own a lot of tote bags because I'm not someone where I'm going a short distance to the office. Again, I do use a backpack, but I am really excited for the day where I can just work for myself and work from a cafe and work from a tote bag. There's something so chic about a tote bag, and I am such a fan of tote bags. But again, I will not buy a tote bag because in this current state of my life, it does not fit my lifestyle and there is no purpose for it. Accessories really do change the feeling of basics. They help to create variety without necessarily adding more clutter to your closet. Accessories really let one outfit become five, and I say it all the time. But if you're wearing jeans and a tank top, or jeans and a t-shirt, and you wear dangly earrings, it looks a little bit more elevated. If you wear hoop earrings, it looks a little bit more edgy. Accessories are one of the best things that you can invest your money in. But again, it's really all about knowing what accessories you will wear, what accessories you don't wear. I like a scarf, but I'm not gonna lie, I'm someone where I tend to overheat. So while I do own scarves, I don't have a plethora of scarves. I just have a few. I definitely have a lot of belts. Not only does a belt really level up your outfit in terms of what color you pair it with, or how big the buckle is, or anything like that. And belts come in so many different widths. There's chunky belts, there's skinny belts. Where a belt holds your pants, whether you want it to be higher or lower, can also really change the look of an outfit. I say this all the time. You have a very basic wardrobe and you want to experiment with color. I always say experiment with color using your accessories. It's usually more affordable. Think about it. If you go out and you buy a red handbag like this, clearly I have a thing for red handbags, but if you go out and you buy a red handbag and your whole closet consists of neutral colors, you can essentially wear this handbag every single day. The cost per wear will be amazing. It'll be like you basically got this bag for free. I think color is so feminine, it's so fun, and I think we can all learn to love color, but in our own way. Tailoring and proper fit. I'm 5'4", I weigh 118, 120 pounds, within that range, but I'm very narrow. I would say about 2 years ago, I discovered Banana Republic. I'm such a Banana Republic slut, it's ridiculous. But I discovered their petite line, and ever since then, there's no going back. Every single time I buy pants from Banana Republic, I always buy petite, and it always fits me so well. So much so that I have not had to get a pair of pants hemmed. If something is big and baggy and you love it big and baggy, that's great, and that's totally something else. But if something is big and baggy and you feel uncomfortable in it, then I would say don't buy it. Or if you really love it, making sure to get it tailored so that it properly fits. Fit is more important than any kind of label. If it doesn't fit you well, and you feel uncomfortable in it, you're not going to reach for it. I like to buy duplicates of the things I actually wear. I used to think that having a great wardrobe meant having more options, but now I think it means having more of the right options. But instead of buying something completely different every time I shop, I started buying more of the pieces I already knew I loved. And I have so many examples of this. We could make a whole damn video about this topic alone. Like we talked about with my linen pants. If I find a pair of linen pants that fit perfectly, I will literally buy them in every color, if not at least another color. If I find a tank top that I reach for every week, I'll buy another. If I find a shoe that's comfortable enough to walk miles in, I don't need to reinvent the wheel. Because here's the thing. Every time I've tried to replace something I love with something different just for the sake of variety, I ended up wishing I had just bought another version of the original. And last but not least, maybe, again, one of the more important things, and it's kind of just like a mindset and a thought when we're thinking about adding things to the closet. Clothes that will actually work across my whole life, or your whole life, Can you wear it to work, to vacation, to lunch, to run errands, on date night? This is the biggest thing, I think, when reinventing your style, when creating your personal style and maybe personal brand. No more separate wardrobes. We're not doing that anymore. I used to do this all the time. I've talked about it before, but I used to have this kind of like fantasy or like multiple fantasy versions of my life. I would think about myself going to my office and being like this badass boss bitch who wore blazers and matching sets and 6-inch stilettos, a top handle bag that carried all of my essentials, like my laptop and my planner and my notebook. And it's just like at the end of the day, if I really break it down, I don't really like matching sets. I don't wear 6-inch stiletto shoes. I can't stand a big bag that is a top handle bag. I can't carry heavy things like this. I want it on my shoulder, I want it across my body, or I really just want a backpack. Like that was just a fantasy version in my head. I would think of myself on vacation wearing these like caftan dresses and long flowy dresses, and again, stiletto heels and headscarves and so on and so forth. And even with that, like, I love a headscarf. They're so chic, but I get too hot. I can't wear a headscarf. So it's just like taking a step back from your life and kind of giving it a bird's eye view and thinking, if I add this into my wardrobe, will it fit all the aspects of my life? And like I said at the beginning of this video, my life changed the moment I decided to buy things that actually fit my life, that I actually wear. That is when everything clicked. And that is when my wardrobe really, I walk into my closet and I'm like, wow, this is an embodiment, a mood board of me whenever I walk into my closet. And that's how I want everyone to feel. I want getting dressed every day to feel truly exciting, because it should be. We're girls. It's so much more than just the material things. It's really getting to know how you think, how you live, and kind of like honoring the two in the things that you put on your body every day. Before we wrap up, there's one thing that I want to leave you with, because I think it's actually the biggest lesson that I've learned. The biggest change I ever made wasn't buying a specific pair of pants, a handbag, or a pair of shoes. It was buying better versions of the things I already knew I loved. I stopped trying to own everything, and I started trying to own the best version of the things that I actually wear. Because at the end of the day, buying less doesn't mean settling for less. It means making room for better. And honestly, that's when everything changed for me. Getting dressed became easier, shopping became more intentional, and my wardrobe finally started to feel like me. You guys know I always say, you don't need more, you just need better. And building a better wardrobe isn't about buying more clothes, it's about buying better clothes for your life. Now, I'd love to hear from you. What's one thing you started buying that has genuinely made your wardrobe better? It doesn't have to be expensive. It could be a fabric, a pair of shoes, a handbag, or even just a different way of thinking about shopping. If you enjoyed today's video, be sure to give it a big thumbs up down below. Also, be sure to hit the subscribe button if you have not done so yet, and also click the bell button next to it. This way you get notification every time a new video goes live here on my channel. I am here every Thursday with a new upload at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Thank you so much for spending part of your day with me. I love you all so, so much, and I can't wait to see you in my next one. Bye, guys. Mwah.